doing justice.
They've created movement out of stillness. That's the best way to describe this performance.
That's right.
And they've done so masterfully. A little background on this. So the journey of the legendary landscape painting tells the story of a young researcher from the Forbidden City who traversed back to the Northern Song dynasty, walked into Wang Ximeng's heart across time and space, and saw Wang Ximeng's lifelong passion and tortuous curse for painting a panorama of mountains and rivers. The journey of the legendary landscape painting is jointly produced by the Palace Museum, China Oriental Performing Arts Group, and People's Daily Online. This dance show has been performed in the stages of National Treasure, which we saw, Bilibili New Year's Eve, and CCTV Spring Festival in 2022, which you guys have probably seen some B-roll of that, and won the Splendor Award for Professional Theatrical Artworks of 17th Government Award for Chinese Culture and Arts. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Meng Qingyang is the lead dancer of the dance show, and she is a national first-class actress in China.
That explains.
Hence why her ability to, you call it in theater, what is it, performing through, what is it?
We call it in singing, we call it acting through song, but in movement, in choreography, we call it acting through movement.
The musical arrangement, which is what I'm yet to speak about any of that. I am a big sucker on perfect sound engineering. There's very few places that do this very well. IMAX cinemas here in the West do that immensely well. Not normal sort of cinemas, they actually do that quite poorly because it's arranged by the management of whatever local cinema branch it may be. But IMAX Dolby Digital takes quite good care of it. I'm actually not too familiar who the big players in terms of sound engineering are in China. Please educate me, more than happy to do so. They've obviously got it fucking correct here.
That's right, yes.
Because you can utilize, obviously, movement to express emotions. You can, of course, utilize the instrumentalization of the musical score to maximize the emotions that they are communicating through the dance. But what you can do is create environmental sounds which can recreate the environment in which this is supposed to be recreated. And they did that in top notch in a orthodox and unorthodox manner.
I think it's the contemporary element of it all that allows for the fusion of both modern and historical elements to play a part, and actually understanding where the choreography is actually based, the storyline that it's trying to tell, that time traveling element actually is really well portrayed.
Torturous feeling.
Yeah, in the torturous, well executed musical direction, as well as the choreography.
This was a movie. This was essentially a movie.
And it's a very long piece for a dance number, 7 minutes, and so it's a really
must have really strong cores, because a lot of the stuff that they were doing is so core based. Immense. The
dancers are elite. They have some of the strongest contemporary technique I've seen in a really long time.
So the music was created by Lu Liang. The music he created pays attention to both the emotions and needs to be combined with a comprehensive presentation of the dancers and the stage as to create the perfect tense performance that it did. In the arrangement of musical instruments, the guqing is the most frequently used, but the sound of the guqing is not so overpowering, not so strong. The guqing melody is followed by the timbre of the guzheng, which is probably one of our favorite. It's either the suona, the guzheng, and the erhu, my favorite sort of instruments that we have discovered. Ironically enough, none of those are percussive instruments.
That's true. They're actually string instruments, most of them.
And the guzheng is introduced to create a sense of, what would you call it? I guess dislocation might be a good example of it.
I would say more desolation rather than an isolated exemplary of it.
It may be referring more perhaps to the fact that because it is a time traveling piece, it creates a disjointment of the guqing to represent different sections of the performance, different timelines.
I think the choreography did a really good job at that, segmentalizing the journey of the
set producing as well. It's amazing.
I was gonna say, can we have a moment for the incredible light and projection performance there as well? Incredible.
The music also uses symphony as the basis to highlight the Chinese national musical instruments and to create this sort of atmosphere, intertwining both traditional Chinese music and Western symphony to sort of complement each other. This is some of our favorite compositions that do this. We are obviously big believers that
fusion.
Yeah, and that great musical pieces have no borders. Right. They hold their value in their culture with pride, but they are able to capture the interest from audiences of all over the world.
Yeah.
So this is a very good example of that. Of course, I guess we are quite messy in our own background, right? We're like from Venezuela, spent a lot of time in Europe and in the UK. So then it's like we've been exposed to a lot of sounds. And then because of the podcast and our show on YouTube and other social media platforms, we've been exposed to music from all over the world.
Correct.
And this is undeniable that this would be one of the performances that I will talk about for the next sort of 6 months.
That's true.
In all over our platforms.
I actually think this is interesting, though, in terms of the beauty of it all. Like, even if you didn't have any knowledge of the background or where the choreography or the performance actually stems from, the performance itself is enough to bring you enough emotion. Is enough to create an unnatural overflowing of emotions, which I think is the core essence of being a performer.
And then that would incite research and knowing more about the culture. What instrument was that? And what's her name? And what's this dance? And what, you know what I mean?
Where did this all originate from? What was the show? And all.
And then they can come to the channel and learn.
That's right. And I would like to thank you all very deeply for exposing us and then allowing us the opportunity to learn more from different cultures and different art forms. And I think that's the beauty of being human, that we're able to create so much from very little. In times of joy, in times of trouble, we're able to find creativity in the midst of it all. And I support and I thank you all for the opportunity to express that.
Love human beings and what they can do.
I love us.
Love you guys. Goodbye.